Hello and welcome to episode 96, delivered by the Football Content Awards Best Fantasy Football Creators 2025 finalists. It is, of course, FPL Apprentice, still the only podcast and series that delves into the mind of one of the greatest players to ever play the game. If you're like me, you're an average player, you're looking to get better, and you want to know how the best do it and become elite, well, we've got the questions. He's got the answers. It is, of course, Mr. Matthew Corbridge. How are you, Matt?
I'm really good, yeah. And you got the announcement over nice and early, beautifully
Brilliant.
articulated as well. Have you been practicing that?
Been in my head a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
say it.
it's a long old title. Like if you did that without the script in front of you, fair play. But yeah, the trick, what's the title again?
So it's Fantasy Football Content Awards 2025, and it is Best in Fantasy Football Creators.
Football content finalist alongside what? BBC, Sky Sports.
They are
CBS
in with us some other awards. They are there. They will be in
Yeah.
attendance. We are up against some pretty big fantasy channels. To be fair, Backer, big man Backer's there. Holly Shan's there. Obviously they've been regulars on the official FPL podcast. We'll get there one day, mate.
Well, our content is free as well, so I think that kind of works.
That helps.
Works in our favor for the people, by the people, for the people.
Exactly.
What was the trick, good? What was the trick? Were you invited? Were you inspired, or did you put in a little bribe? How did you actually get on?
Don't know, man. I think it's original content, right?
Yeah.
We've got it's nobody else does this. You're trying to teach the everyday engaged manager like me, and you're former world number one. We don't just say that for effect. You are literally former world number one, currently still in the top 20 players in the world. Nobody else has that. Original content, Matt. That's why we're there. We might be the smallest channel by some distance, but it's original.
I thought maybe our prospect sponsors Blue Yeti and put a word in. I don't know. Disclaimer.
I'll take it.
Not yet.
That's why it's here.
Yeah. Product placement. But yeah, buzzing about that. And
cool.
yeah, of course, like, hey, we're super small, but we small but mighty. But hey, we it's kind of really flattering. Like, yeah, looking forward to spending the evening with some awesome people across all different categories, including fantasy football. Yeah, some awesome people, channels, organizations, right? Very humbling, and of course we're not going to win, but hey, looking forward to it.
Or it's a great time to go and get pissed in Leeds. So that's if nothing else, we'll do that. We'll have a good time. And mate, I keep saying it week in, week out, nearly at 1,000 subscribers. We are 3 away from getting to 1,000. So if you are listening and you do learn something from this video, please, if you're not a subscriber, click the button. It is free. Helps us out. Gives us that warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies. It gets us to 1,000, which we've been chasing for a little while. So it'd be cool to get there.
Don't make Dave set up three burner email accounts.
Let's do it organically. David.Saunders1@hotmail.com. David.Saunders2@hotmail. But that's enough. That's enough of us blowing our own trumpet. Today's episode, mate, is one that we're excited about every season. We are going to be looking at a wild card, and not just any wild card. It's not my wild card, mate. It's your wild card. Former world number one's wild card, everybody. So we will get onto that and make sure we spend most of the time looking at Matt's thoughts and the team that he's got together so far. We're recording this on Wednesday at about 8:30 in the evening. So, we'll see where his thoughts are presently. But, mate, we'll start, as we usually do, with the previous week. Just fly through this just to see how we all got on. And I will just get my screen shared. If I remember how to do it, that would help. And then we'll take a look at mine now. Nothing too dramatic, to be honest. Bit of a non-week for me, mate. So hopefully you can see that. I ended up on 45 points for the game week, slightly above average. 4.6 million in game week rank. I was 3 points off safety, so it was a small red arrow. Currently at 1.05 million. I was at 950,000, so a small red arrow. But considering I had a goalkeeper that got sent off, and I had a captain that played no more than about 12 minutes or something along those sort of lines and got 1 point, I will take a 3-point red arrow. That's not a big red arrow at all. So just to run through the team very quickly. Sanchez and goal for -3, Pedro Porro for 1, Tarkowski got what I expected him to, got some DEFCON points with 3, and then Truffett got his clean sheet and some bonus to get me 9. Big differentiator for me, that, because Truffett is not owned by many people as well, at all, should I say, 1.6% of players. So really nice differential for me to bring those points back. Across the midfield, Captain Palmer, terrible decision. 1 point. To be honest with you, Matt, realistically, if I wasn't captain and Palmer, I'd have captain Watkins. I know the vice armband's on Fernandez there, but I ended up going Watkins. So it would have made 1 point difference. I didn't lose any sleep. But Kudu's 2 assists got me 7. Bruno got his goal and some bonus. He got 10. And Anderson in again. This guy is a DEFCON monster, picking up 4 for his DEFCON. Haaland up top, goal and some bonus. Watkins with 2, and Strand Larson off the bench for 1. Another red card on my bench. But Williams is the one that hurts me. I'm looking at Williams. I had Williams on my pitch last week. I swapped him for Tarkowski. And the reason I did that was I thought Tarkowski has got a much better chance against Liverpool of getting DEFCON than Williams has. I've gotten DEFCON. And I was right. What I didn't expect, on the other hand, was Williams to get a goal. But I feel like I was unlucky, mate. 0.15 it was his expected goal. So,
I mean,
just one of those things, right?
I mean, I like how you're embracing it, right? Bad week, but small red arrow. So yeah, all good, and you got lots of free transfers going into next week. What I would say, I love being brutal. brutal. I'd say this one is like one where there's we call out luck when we get it, and call out when we're unlucky when we get it. I think on this one, there's probably 3 minor mistakes. Ignoring luck, right? So
call it. Is the keeper one of them?
Obviously severe and dramatic, like kind of like the way it's kind of like the outcomes. But I think the thinking, thought process, I think the 3 marginal things that I think were probably not the best calls even before hindsight, right? So I say Sanchez versus Dubravka. I think all the clean sheets odds and then the hints at save potential would have said Dubravka's slightly better keeper this week. I know it's sometimes difficult paying a Burnley keeper over a Chelsea keeper, but I saw those clean sheets odds and also the propensity to like rack up saves. Obviously, you can't predict the red cards, right? So -3 versus 4 is out of a swing. But I reckon Dubravka slightly edged it, and I reckon if you looked at a lot of the proper engaged elite managers, I think some of them had a similar bench and made that decision. That's a minor one, right? Do you know the outcome that you've got there? It's like I think it was like probably plus minus 10% towards Dubravka there, but I think that's a minor one. Palmer was a bold one just because of the minutes risk returning to injury without. But he's got a bit of a strange manager in it, and like returning to injury without a guarantee saying he's going to be starting. Right, I reckon that was bold. Now, also you probably have 3 other captain options that could have given you different points, right? Watkins, Fernandez, Haaland, right? Obviously, 2 of them would have been really nice hauls for you. But I reckon the doubt around Palmer, and he wasn't the clear cut captain, right? Because it was Manchester United, weren't it? Like slightly, he was going to start and get subbed, or not a start. So I think obviously again a severe outcome. You didn't expect him to start and then get
off injured.
I guess you were thinking he's either going to play 70 minutes or just not play at all, right? So then you're
exactly that. I'll tell you what it was, mate. He came back last game week. He came off the bench, got a goal, and then midweek he scored twice. Okay, one was ruled out, but he got a goal, played 90 minutes. So I'm like, well, this guy's fit. He's just played 90 minutes in Europe. He's on form. He's scoring. I didn't go with Haaland, but just because we spoke last week about how good the Arsenal defense is. So Haaland didn't seem to pick.
It looks like Fernandez would have been. You said Watkins, but it looks like Fernandez would have been a next option because he's your vice captain. So again, I think kind of with just some of the uncertainty might have been, but obviously you've given your reasons out. I can just would have been edging towards Fernandez. So yeah, a bit of a minor one,
Bruno.
but like obviously got lucky with the outcome. But maybe he was slightly better captain going in. I think the one where it was a bit of a mistake was Strand Larsen starting over Nico Williams. Right, that was too
I
big.
think, yeah.
That was too big a minutes risk given like he hasn't played for like weeks on end, and like when he was playing, he was like mummified, right, just strapped up with everything beforehand. So I reckon Nico Williams. I get the logic with Tarkowski. Like I think I get the logic of Porro. Like and certainly Truffet over Williams, but I've probably played 4 at the back and just benched Strand Larsen. I think
And
obviously again
chasing
can't
the goals.
can't predict Nico Williams scoring, but I reckon going into it, he was probably slightly better option, right? Just because of the doubt around Strand Larsen. And it was
Purely
just
chasing the
it was
goals,
like,
pal.
he's back in the squad and like he can play some minutes or something like that. Rather
Just know what it was. Don't tell you what was in my mind. Remember when he came off the bench in the cup this season and scored twice? I was like, he's going to do that against Leeds. That's why I was chasing the goals.
yeah, I get it. Leeds are okay as well.
I get it. I get it.
No.
I do get it. Yeah, I mean, mate, even that keeper, even just a keeper change, I get that one. I get that one was could have been done easily, and then all of a sudden, I'm on a 4-point green arrow. Even for that one change. So,
right.
yeah,
I just have to hold you to account in it, but like, I think
right. That's why you're here.
Not a bad week to have a below average one. And your rank is still good.
That's it.
Million rank is
Yeah,
still
exactly.
healthy. Loads of transfers, lovely.
4 in the bank. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm doing next week shortly. But we'll jump into your team, mate. I'm being blind. There you are. So, talk us through, pal.
So I'll do it really quickly. Finished on 50 points. That was a small green arrow. 2.7 mil game week rank, meaning I've got an overall rank just above 2 million, which is it's okay for this time of the season. My team and decisions I had to make. I didn't make any transfers just because I wanted flexibility going to game week 6, whether I wanted to. I wanted 2 transfers going into game week 6. Started the Bravko over Sanchez, mentioned why. So nice little swing there. The save points potential and like slightly better clean sheets odds. Defense played Richards, Anderson, Pedro Porro, and Esteve. So nice. I kind of got DEFCON from 3 of the 4 defenders. Pedro Porro and Van de Ven, to be fair. Spurs don't look like they're kind of accumulating DEFCON, and really Pedro Porro does look quite pricey for he's playing quite deep, not getting DEFCON. He got it in 1 week. Yeah, he seems to be a player to kind of move on.
I was say, is he even making chances?
No, not well. It's Porro. So like I'll bring him up now on my page. So he got expected goal involvement of 0.06. So better than Ollie Watkins, but kind of he's not whipping in the crosses. He's not playing as a wing back. He's not on set pieces. So he's pricey for what he offers versus Tarkowski or kind of Senesi, right? Like there's lots of other defenders that are better. Into midfield, Semenyo got DEFCON, so I'm counting that as a return. 5 points. Bruno Fernandes with 10. Salah captain got his assist. Fortunate, so 10. Wirtz came on for a few minutes and a yellow card for no points. Mateta got his return 6, and then Watkins did nothing. No expected goal involvement, although he had a few chances but kind of missed the ball. Then my bench had Sanchez, Reinders with 9 points, Van de Ven and Strand Larsen. I kind of considered the bench boost this week. This would have been an interesting week to play the bench boost. I was just it was the Strand Larsen minutes uncertainty, right? So I mean, Strand Larsen, obviously Sanchez, that's a bit exaggerated, right? But Sanchez even got 2 points, and Strand Larsen started 2 points. That's a nice bench boost. But I think I probably made the right decision not playing it. So an okay week, and I don't really think I could have realistically started Reinders over Wirtz, as nice as it would have been.
I get that. It's playing Arsenal. Could you have started him over a defender?
No. Porro would have been the sensible one in hindsight, right? Given where he's playing, and Brighton always seem to score. But I'd be kicking myself if Porro just got an attacking return, right? So it's tough against it's not like Ryan just dominated. He played a good game of football, but like fantasy stats wise, he didn't dominate, right? He kind of like did a lovely assist, but it's not like he was peppering the goal with shots and whatnot. But yeah,
Yeah,
looking at my team now, it was all right. But like, if I'm looking at my team, do I like them long term or not? The Bradford, yeah, of course. Richards, yeah. Anderson, yeah. Porro, big no. Esteve, yeah, he's fine. That's probably better 4.0s, but he's fine. Salah, not looking good. He's looking expensive as well. Wirtz is definitely a problem. Fernandez, great. Semenyo, great. Mateta, okay, but not great. Watkins, I think I can say is a problem now, right?
yeah,
Sanchez, got a few doubts now. I've got a few doubts.
yeah,
Lots of injuries in Chelsea, and there is a potential rotation risk there after like him being an idiot. He's back. He's not banned, right? His ban is midweek, but
yeah, yeah.
they got an okay. He's not an outstanding keeper, right? So there's a bit of a doubt there. Reinders is fine. Van der Ven, that's probably better 4.5 options than Spurs on. Strand Larsen's quite expensive for someone you're just going to be benching. So my team is okay, but there's a few structural enhancements I could make, and there's probably enough players that I'd like to get rid of. Like and yeah, Wirtz
Yeah.
and Watkins, I think are problems now given their price points, right? So
I get it. Hence,
um,
hence the wild card.
yeah, so should we move on
Uh,
to wildcard, mate? So I won't
well,
necessarily.
we'll
Oh,
come on to it, man. Just purely because I've got the screen. We'll fly through mine, man. We'll fly through mine 2 minutes, and then we'll just concentrate on your wild card. But what I need, we're gonna do for the first time, Matt. What's the time on the clock?
it is 2051. Oh, and it's
2051. Not that
well, that's
one.
the
Not
actual
that
time. It's
clock.
set. It's 1714 on the recording.
1714. Thank you
Uh,
very much. Just for my
yeah.
my numbers and things. But yeah, fly through mine, mate. I've already done one transfer. You probably spotted it. I went into this game week with 4 free transfers. I have sold Palmer because I got very frustrated with the guy. And I bought into Menu. Reason I've done it early, two reasons. Number one, Palmer was frustrating me. Well, three reasons. That
Yep.
was one. Number two, I needed some money. I've got some other moves I'm contemplating, and I needed some money from somewhere. So
Yeah. Nice.
Palmer to
Yeah.
Semenyo saved me 2.8 million. And number three, price changes. I wanted Semenyo anyway. I'm looking at Semenyo. The guy's in form. He's got loads of points, and he's got Leeds, Fulham, Palace.
No. No.
Even beyond
Uh,
that, Forest, right? So nice fixtures on form. So I wanted him. So I've done that already.
yeah.
And I quite like that. Go on.
To be honest, your team looks perfectly good now for this week, right? I think some of the players that
Yeah,
might be on your chopping board, like Nico Williams, Kudus, Porro, Watkins, they have
fine
okay
for this
fit. They
week.
have nice fixtures. You might want to play True Fade, to be honest, but like, yeah, he's not the DefCon king, is he? So I
So
guess like, um,
here's my other
you might
thought,
want
right?
you might want to play him.
With three, yeah. Because I agree, mate. Apart from maybe Strand Larsen, the other 10 are perfect. So for those that are listening, I've got
You
Sanchez and
could
goal, home to
you could bench
Brighton,
boost this week actually if you got rid of
Dingra,
Ronaldo.
Reynaldo. I'll get rid of a Dingra as well because he's not even seeing the pitch, man. So he's a
There's no
problem.
point. You might as well just keep. Well, does he play or not? He's not starting for Sunderland, no.
He's not starting, so I
Ah, fair
can't
enough.
bench boost for that
No,
reason.
never mind.
So he's
Never mind.
all
Yeah,
of a sudden
yeah.
all over the place. Oh, he did start anyway. But what I am considering doing. So yeah, three. Just for those that listen, Porro against Wolves, Tarkowski against West Ham at home, Williams is at home to Sunderland, Kudus has got Wolves, Semenyo Leeds, Bruno against Brentford, and Anderson against Sunderland. As much as he's
Yeah,
more of a defensive guy, he'll probably pick up Defcon. Quite happy to keep him in. He can take the odd
yeah,
corner,
yeah,
so
of course,
leaving
yeah.
him in. Watkins at home to Fulham. Burnley for Haaland at home to Burnley, unsurprisingly, went for captain's armband. And yeah, Strand Larsen away at Tottenham. But what I'm thinking of doing, mate, if I bring in my transfer page, I'll get your thoughts on this. So it's 3 free transfers still left.
Yep.
Strand Larsen feels like a frustrating own, right? He's injured. He's not performing that well. Wolves have played 5, lost 5. And okay, they've got Sunderland and Burnley coming up in the next 4, but Sunderland Burnley defence isn't. They've not been horrific. Sunderland have kept a few clean sheets. Burnley have kept goals out. What I might do is sell Strand Larsen, and then I'm going to hate myself for it, mate. But we were discussing João Pedro next week, and his stats are better than either of me and you thought they were going to be when we looked at them. So all of a sudden, I bring João Pedro in. I still get my Chelsea cover. They've got some nice fixtures, and he's scoring points a little bit for fun, so he can score against
Do
Brighton. He
they
seems
have
like the
nice?
sort of guy.
Do they have
Go on,
nice
sorry, mate.
fixtures before game week 9?
So for me, I think he's the sort of player that will love playing against an old club. So I feel like he could score quite a few points against Brighton. Happy with it. Happy with that. Liverpool seem to have this ability to go 2-0 up and then concede goals for fun. So I feel like he could score there, playing at home. Forest under Ange, who knows what that defense is going to be like because the guy likes to push. So
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that. He's then got Sunderland at home, good fixture. And then Tottenham conceded 2 against Wolves. So I can see Chelsea scoring. I prefer him to Strand Larson. Let's put it that way.
That's the only other move you're considering.
So then it would allow me. So it's either that or it's time to get rid of a Dingworth.
I
And
wouldn't
I'd
make any
bench
move.
Strand Larson. Where's reset?
You've
Reset.
got ultimate flexibility now because like you've still got three transfers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, João Pedro's quite like that's like your starting lineup for this week is perfectly fine. I'm very confident Strand Larson's gonna start, and
Yeah.
if not, who comes on for him?
It would be
Okay,
Truffert.
so like fine, like great. You could even play. That's the thing to debate. Do you want to start Truffert over Strand Larson? That's the only debate. That's a perfectly good team. Next week is a really nice start of a run for Arsenal, right? So
Now. Yeah.
that
Let me
that
show you my
that's your problem.
thoughts.
So like I'd just be keeping it. That one move is fine. I think it's a nice move given Palmer's out for, let's say, on average a month now. I'd
Yeah.
leave it. I think you're forcing it. I can't see any immediate value of that João Pedro versus wait for next week for more info and more options.
Let me show you. I get that. I get that because then I'll be back on 4 free transfers going into game week 7. I'll
And
show you this.
what that opens up for you as
Go on.
well, mate, is I think your wildcard window's always been, well, it can be whenever you want, really. But like you were kind of saying, like 12 or 13, you
12.
always like.
Yeah.
You've got transfers there where you could actually just work towards like spreading your funds out towards that, and then doing a bench boost, right? If you wanted to. Now chips shouldn't dominate everything, but just by keeping these transfers and not doing unnecessary ones, it gives you a lot of flexibility to do stuff.
Yeah. I've been trying to get because you're right. I want Arsenal players in game week 7, right?
Hmm.
So tell me what you think of this, right? So if I did do that and brought in João Pedro going into game week 7,
Yeah.
it would then allow me to do Watkins out, Gyökeres in, and I'd still have the money to make a Williams or a Pedro into somebody like Gabriel. So if I did that,
Yeah, of course.
I'd
Then you have no transfers, right? But
I'd have 2, I think, because obviously this would be 1 behind. So I'd have 2 going into game week 8.
yeah.
Whereas the route
Honest-
you're talking about, I'd probably have 3.
yeah, I'm one for not forcing a move personally. I think the team look perfectly good, and you've actually got a benching dilemma perfect against Strand Larson, right? I don't think João Pedro is. Who knows? He might haul. Oh, personal choice, but yeah, I think on that, I think I'd keep it as
Keep
is.
Strand.
Yeah, I
Keep
might
the
like
big
who knows?
Strand.
Like I think he'll start. If he's their best player, right?
He started in the cup, did he not? He started, got 64 minutes, I think, in the cup.
Yeah, well,
If I'm not
that's like
mistaken.
around like that's about returning to match fitness in it rather than
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
He's
I
the
don't.
best
Yeah,
player. So like, and then if he starts against Spurs and looks dangerous, then there is a very nice run for him.
there is, there is. That's the thing that's put me off. That Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley back in the next 3 is very nice.
Of course, you know Wolves have been bad, but like Strand Larsen hasn't really been playing. He played against Man City and a bit of Bournemouth, right? So two very good
Yeah,
teams. So yeah, I'd personally keep it as is. I think the team looks perfectly fine, but yeah, I can see the appeal in what you're doing. But I think it's forcing the move a little bit,
force
in
it.
my opinion.
Okay.
This is nice though.
think that.
It's a nice team given like it's a week that other people were targeting free hits and wild cards, and then if you look at your defense, you've got someone got Sunderland, West Ham, Wolves, and you got Haaland covered already. Yeah, it looks good, right? Good.
Yeah,
For,
I think this is where going Haaland over Salah has
yeah,
worked for me, because some people are
definitely.
needing to wild card to get him in, and I've managed to get him and build up some transfers. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just means I can be a bit more flexible in a few weeks when people haven't got a wild card left, when those big swings come in game week 12, and I'll have it in my back pocket to implement. So yeah, I'm hoping I don't need to use it anytime soon, and I can use it to my advantage down the line. But no, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. Don't waste the transfer if I don't need to. Probably
It's a fun move.
chasing points again.
Like Pedro probably outscored Strand Larson, but like I don't think it's like an amazing time to get João Pedro.
Yeah, given the
Given he's
fixtures.
got, he's not coming into an
Liverpool.
absolute, so
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, pal. I do.
but yeah, I think your team's looking
Anyway,
really good. Given it's going to be a week where a lot of people are playing chips. Your team looks very good, so that's got to be happy with that.
yeah, I am. I'm not overly against the team at all. I quite like it, and then it's just playing. Yeah, that one extra I'll definitely be rolling 2, if not
Yeah,
3 transfers.
yeah,
I won't be
yeah,
making anything else. But I'm going to stop
yeah,
chatting about my team, mate, because we're not here for my team. We're here for you, and we're here for your wild card, and we're here for your thoughts, right?
yeah.
So you load up your team,
Yeah, well,
and then
I'll
I'll
chat
fire
through a
some
few.
questions.
I'll chat through a few thoughts first, rather than put the team up, because I think that would be
Yeah,
distracting for me and anyone listening. Just because like it's just placeholders, right? To play with price changes for the time being, right? So yeah, the wild card is activated, and I did do it on. I do it on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, I did. I did it on after I saw the Man City game, Man City Arsenal game. But yeah, like I kind of think I've acted a bit impulsively, right? So I might be being swept up on online momentum and narrative around people just activating the wild card, and I feel like I could have been impulsively because, like, really the prize going into game week 6 is Haaland, because I didn't have Haaland in my team. I had Salah as my only premium. I had 2 free transfers, so I could have done like a nice move around, downgrade Salah to India, or I could have downgraded Salah even lower down to like an Anderson or Dewsbury Hall, right? And then I could
yeah,
have moved either Mateta or Strand Larson to Haaland, right? Then my team looks perfectly fine, right? I'd have double Spurs defense against Wolves. I'd have like Semenyo. I'd have Reinders in. My team would look quite good for game week
yeah.
6. But then probably the major drive, and I hinted it when I was going for my game week 5 team, is that I wouldn't be able to, like, I'd have an inability really to get rid of like some of the dead wood in my team without hits, right? They'd be sitting in my team stinking for a while. Now I'll come back to that because I think there's been some news since I've activated wildcard that probably made that I could have navigated some of these issues a bit quicker, right? But yeah, I was thinking Verts will be my team, right? He's been really underperformed, but it's now a bit of a rotation risk. I think that's kind of confirmed, right? Um,
Yeah.
and if not rotation risk, a minutes risk. But yeah, he's underperforming like across the board, right? He's not doing anything. Watkins as well. I know there's like 2 nice fixtures coming up, but like Aston Villa are completely out of sorts, right? I think there's been enough game weeks now to say that's not a player you want, especially at 8.8. Strand Larson is a funny price point, right? I know I said to you to keep him, but ideally, I think he's a bit of a funny price point. I think, yeah,
It's a
I'm
third
preferring this
striker.
on defenders and for a third striker. So structure is not good. The
Yeah.
Spurs defense is okay, but I think there's other better defenders out there, right? So they're not optimal, right? I'd be stuck with Porro and Van der Ven, while I'd probably want other defenders. And then Palace have got like a tough run of fixtures as well. And I'd have Mateta and Richards. And I kind of mentioned Sanchez as well. So it felt like a really nice opportunity to jump on Haaland whilst like keeping my free transfers, and then restructure my team just to bring some of the strongest defenders in and have my team a bit more bench boost ready and change the structure a little bit. Now, the thing that has changed since then, right, is some of the injury news, right? So, So it might be one of the worst weeks ever to play a wildcard. We will see. But of course, there's a Haaland injury doubt now. But I'm 90% confident that's nothing, right? Because they're saying, oh, he's got a niggle, a back problem. I think we'll see if he's pictured in training, but like I'm very confident it will be fine. Now the other things that have changed though, one of the reasons to wildcard was how to get Palmer back. Obviously, Palmer's now injured.
Could be out as well.
Right? And it's not just he's come off like for a rotation because of like whatever tactical. He's come off and it's like he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, right? So
has that been confirmed? The 4 to 6 weeks.
I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there's nothing to be denied. So I'm taking that literally, right? So one of the reasons to wildcard was to find a good route back to Palmer for a good game. Brighton home, right? Brighton give away goals, right? And he's done historically well against that Brighton team. So that means the wildcard less of a incentive there. And the other thing that's happened, right, is Madueke is now out for like 2-3 months, right?
Yeah.
Who is Saka's competition, and Saka is back, right? So, one of the big deadwood people, I was thinking that I've got no roots to anyone. There's Wirtz, right? If I moved Salah down to Anderson or Dewsbury Hall, Statch or Xhaka, all these like cheap mids that are doing okay. I could have moved Wirtz to Saka either for hit or in week 7 for the nice Arsenal run. So like, and before there was a bit of a doubt around Saka's minutes just to be managed because of like good competition from Madueke, right? But that doesn't exist. So like few of the activities that happened since I've activated mean like I thought it was a bit impulsive, and now like what's coming through is like it does seem like maybe I was a bit rash. But hey, like, there's lots of pathways that you can open, so I'll make the most of it. And also there hasn't been too many radical price rises. Like the guys that have been rising in price, Reinders and Semenyo, I already had. So we'll see. So like those are the reasons why I did it, and those are some of the reasons why I'm so, a little bit thinking like, was I a bit rash? Now, before I bring up the team, I'll just go through like some of the thinking I've got at the moment, and then my short. And I'll show you like how this kind of renders on screen in a second, right? So, big structural decisions for me, right? I think structure is quite important because like the players are going to be quite obvious, right? Is do I want a dead end forward position, right? Do I want Mark Gui, right? For 4.3.
Has he gone 4.3, has he?
Yeah. So do I want a 4.3, or it can be whatever? Was it Crunchy Jr. or something like that? The guy from Bournemouth. Like, so yeah. Do I want a dead end forward position, right? A non-starting forward position, but like someone super cheap, right? So I can maximize money elsewhere in my squad, right? So that's one of the things I need to think about. The next thing links to this. Do I want the bench boost soon, right? And like looking at the next couple of fixtures, game week 8 and game week 9 look quite good, right? Because there's okay fixtures across the board, particularly for the weaker teams with cheap players. I think Leeds and Burnley play each other game week 8, for example, right? So do I want to be a bench boost soon? And if I want a bench boost soon, do I want a dead end spot of a player that's not playing? Probably not, right? You probably want like someone else, right? So that's a structural decision I want to make. Another one is do I want to make sure I've got at least one expensive midfielder in my team outside of Bruno Fernandes, who's a thing. But do I want Palmer? Do I want Saka? Do I even want Salah? Right, to give that max flexibility. Do I want to cover an expensive midfielder slot? Right, and then similar when it comes to the forward line. Of course, I'll go Haaland, right? But do I want like a second expensive in inverted commas forwards? Do I want Gyökeres or something like João Pedro, or do I just go cheap up front, right? So these are some like the structural decisions, and I guess like players on my shortlist, like goalkeepers is really easy. Dubravka is an absolute no-brainer, right? Given he's a good 4.0 keeper, gets saves, he's starting great, so he'll be a lock-in. Then I guess different price points. Petrovic is nice at 4.5. Pope is nice at 5.0, and then probably Raya's nice at 5.5. Donnarumma's there as well, but kind of Raya's probably the kind of better one. Defenders, there's a lot of options, so you get kind of premium, Gabriel Calafiori, Gvardiol, right? Then there's Tarkowski, I think I kind of like him. Then Senesi, Anderson, Richards, Rodon, Estev, right? Some of these DEFCON monsters. The Sunderland guys, that Sunderland defender who's got it 3 games out of 3. Forget his name, but yeah, defenders, midfields. I'll take Palmer off this list now, but like he would have been on it. But yeah, Salah, Saka, Bruno, Semenyo, Ndiaye, Sa, Stash, Reinders, Dewsbury, Hall, Anderson. These are all guys that I'm considering. Then up front, Haaland and Gyökeres, João Pedro. The dead end spot, let's say Mark Gui, for example, and then Calvert-Lewin or kind of Foster, right? So I think these are short lists I've got, right? So not a fair amount of players, but not a huge amount of variety, right? I'll bring up my screen, mate, but let me know if you've got any questions in the meantime.
I'll load it. Two things I'll probably. Yeah, 2 things I'll be asking you, pal. Right, so I'll you'll be bringing up your team for one of them. Teams you target. So 2 things we're going to just pray for the second. The second one's going to be who your definite locks, who you're still playing around with, but we'll see that when you bring the team up. First one's going to be which teams you're targeting and why. I know you're a big fan of fixtures, right? So who do you see over the next sort of 5-6 game weeks are the teams to focus on?
Yeah, good question.
I'll load up your team. There it is, pal. It's on the screen.
Cool. So let me just go on to pick my team. Don't take much note of this, by the way. It's not really instructive at all because it's just like me playing around with price changes. Teams to target. Man City, of course, because they're playing Burnley and they do have a decent short-term run, right?
Yeah.
Up until game week 9, or game week 8, they got a nice free match window, and then Villa, Bournemouth aren't the worst. They got a tough 11 and 12, right? But there's a short-term City, a nice Arsenal. I'll bring up Gabriel here. They've got a nice run. Game week 6 isn't nice.
Just check with you, man. We're seeing your team on Fantasy Football Fix.
Oh, let me stop sharing for a second.
Good partners of ours, Fix. I don't know whether they'd class us as partners, but we utilise them fairly regularly. And you're one of their elite 11 managers, so we'll claim that partnership.
Well, that was showing my team anyway, so I think you tell once I was talking, like I was clicking on something else. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, Arsenal. I think you would want two Arsenal if you're wildcard in this game week, really, right? Maybe even 3 because of their very nice run from game week 7 to game week 12.
Yeah.
If not beyond, right? You can kind of say for the rest of the first half of the season, really. But like West Ham, Fulham, Palace, Burnley, Sunderland, Spurs. That's a nice run, right? Yes, they got Newcastle away, right? But don't get blurred by one. So yeah, Man City and Arsenal are definitely there. Short term, Manchester United not so much. But I think Fernandes has got enough there. I think short term, I think Everton have to have short term some nice fixtures. As the seems like Leeds have a decent kind of rotation. I think Bournemouth have an okay short term run. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing too definitive. I think it's more the players actually kind of ironically. So I think a couple of Arsenal, a couple of City are kind of like the non-negotiables, and then there's a few teams that you want to jump off around now.
Nice.
So yeah.
So if it's about the players, tell me then who are your locks. Feel free to run through the whole team first if you want to that you're currently on. But yeah, who are you? They're going nowhere players.
Yeah, I mean the current team is kind of, again, like I said, pretty pointless because it's just me covering players that
messing around. Yeah.
That I've been messing around with. So let me bring up a structure I like of players, and then we can talk through that. So I like, and then we can do some variants of it. So I like, as I said, I like Wright for the run. Dubravka's a no-brainer, of course. Dubravka's a lock, right? For absolute obvious reasons. Let me get rid of him, and I can bring in Rodon as an example. This is like structure just kind of showing. So like that defense there is, I think it's got a nice blend, right? So it's got Gabriel. And you kind of want an Arsenal player that is nailed with you, kind of like Europe happening, right? You kind of want centre backs, and like he doesn't have an attacking threat. He has had DEFCON as well, right? Recently, right? So he's getting kind of like close there in some games and achieving it, right? But I like Gabriel. Senesi, obviously 100% DEFCON rate and loads of points.
Yeah.
Tarkowski, the same. Anderson's got that 75% of the time. Rodon's been hitting a lot as well. So I think that's a nice blended defense. Maybe a bit too heavy in defense. And I think the risk that some people may take is loading up with a Guardiola as well. I don't see what the point is.
Yeah.
Is he better than Is he like 1.5 better than Anderson? I don't know. But you can see structure. Some of these players can change. Tarkowski might actually be viewed as a bit expensive, so he could become a Michael Keane, or he could become a Richards. I know Richards is in my current squad as well, which would kind of hint that I'm making like excessive. A wildcard is a bit excessive, but yeah, that's a nice structure. And if I look in the mid, I think the midfield is quite a nice structure there anyway. Actually, yeah, like Semenyo. I mean, Semenyo is a near lock for me, and DI not so much. But like, I do like the short-term fixtures for Everton, and yeah, he's scoring well. Reinders, I don't think he's essential, but it's nice. He's cheap enough, right, to kind of play in certain games. Fernandez is a lock. Statch, I think that's probably a slot I could play around with. So let's say I'll go heavier in midfield. Let's go for. Let's see how I'd fit in Salah as an example, right? I know that seems excessive, but it gives some nice flexibility. I think Foster might be a lock. Just because he's playing every match, right? And if I want to bench boost in game week 8, he plays Leeds at home. Or if I want to bench boost in game week 9, he plays Wolves away, right? So like 5.0, he's only like 0.5 cheaper than your dead end slots. I played in. It's probably hard to get 2 starters. Let me bring up Calvert-Lewin. I think is going to be the starter for Leeds now.
Got a goal, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't really have any other options. Like he's played 68 minutes and 90 minutes, and he's got a goal now. I think he's probably better than their other options. And I've got to find a little bit of funds here. So how would you do that? You would like get rid of Semenyo. I don't really want to do that, but NDI could become huge.
NDI to Drew Hall. Yeah, 1.5 saved.
And obviously,
you have to get rid of Leeds. Here you go.
And Dewsbury's always on like he's a risk of yellow cards, but you just kind of run with that risk, right? So that 0.9, and then your obvious saving there is could play around with stuff. Raya could become someone else, or like the obvious one is just to get Tarkowski down to I could go Keane, right? Keane's been playing 90 minutes every game. He's hit DEFCON. Not every week, but he's accumulating DEFCON rather than hitting it every single week like that. Tarkowski, right? But you've got to make sacrifices. Or could go Richards, right? Who's looking very good, like so. But like let's put Keane there for argument's sake. Probably wouldn't want to go him, but you can see that that's a team where there's some kind of some risks there, right? I'm gonna have to play 4 at the back sometimes, but all those defenders are pretty solid. That's gonna be games where Calvert-Lewin is going to be played and Foster can play.
So on this, man, because I think obviously loads of people playing the wildcard are going to be in this position where they're like, do I have? They're going to get Haaland, right? Burnley, the guy's on fire, can't stop scoring.
Yeah.
Do you think Salah, for a price tag of 14.5 million, do you think Salah has shown enough to do the double up?
No, I mean absolutely not. I just want to show that structure that it's quite doable, right? And I'm not literally my sacrifice here has been Ndiaye to Dewsbury Hall and Tarkowski. So I'm still covering those teams, right? Very well, like Everton if I wanted to go there. But like let's change Salah to let's go to Arsenal. Let's get Saka.
Eze or somebody or Saka. Yeah. As he scored today, by the way, but he does mean he's playing in the cup. Arteta's becoming the new Pep with rotation.
Yeah. No, I mean Saka's going to play though, right? Because Madueke's injured now, so like he's not going to play Ross's like Dowman, is he? So or someone else. Saka's going to play every game. He's fit. Obviously, that's the if. Let's keep Foster because I think that's a nice price point, just taking a bench boost, kind of like it out. But then literally, I could go. Let's go. João Pedro is probably the. I know we've hated on him because he's been fortunate, but
I know, but
he's
you know what? We are big enough to admit when we're wrong. We looked
exactly.
at the
So you got
stats last week.
Got
He was
Pedro
on it.
there. Got Saka there. Then I can bring in Tarkowski back, who like I do like just because of that 100% DEFCON rate and potentially that corner threat. Nice against West
Even
Ham.
get NDI back.
That's a nice structure in it, to be fair.
Yeah, NDI straight back in.
And then of course then Saka can be a placeholder for Palmer. Well, not a placeholder necessarily, but like you can kind of see it's like easy to achieve if need be, right? Like without doing too many moves. That's a cool structure, right? Likewise, and don't take the plays literally, but I think people I like a lot at the moment, Dubravka. I'm not always big on a premium keeper, but I think there's better value in certain defenders over keepers, right? I think the clean sheets also a kind of key for keepers at the moment. There's less for the defenders, in my opinion, just because of DEFCON. But let me do another variant of this. Let's get rid of these two. Let's go to Arsenal.
Still plenty of money for that. That 8.6 still in the bank for.
I think the risk that some people might do though is just spread their money across everywhere, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to have like ways to kind of get to most players within 2 moves, right? So bringing Rodon up to another 5 point or making him a Lacroix, I don't think that's offering too much benefit, or having Donnarumma there. That spreading your kind of funds completely out across the team, I think is always a bit risky. Yeah, that's a funny price point there. I mean, because like I don't think there's a natural player there, unless you go like Eze or some of the Manchester United midfielders are good. But I think the cheap ones are good. Like Semenyo and MDI, you could go Sarr, but like he's you don't know if he's going to be fit. But let me bring in João Pedro, for example, here. I was playing with a few ideas of so structure you can kind of see what you get, right? So don't take anything too literally, not that people will. Then you've got 5.8 there. There's some good 5.8. There's some good kind of mids there. I could have Anderson, right? I could probably can't afford Paqueta, but like let's go. I could go Anderson there. Get a nice little structure, right? Where let's talk about who I'd be playing. Ray would be setting for that forget, and then Dubravka would come on just for a bench boost. When would I bench boost for Dubravka? I'd bench boost 8 or 9, right? So a nice choice of window there, right? And then there's 11, which becomes an option as well. And then who am I going to play in defense? Gabriel every week, right? Tarkowski.
Pretty much most weeks, apart from maybe 8.
Well, game week 8, he'll be on.
And then he'll get DEFCON.
Exactly. So Nessie, he can do a bit of rotation and play kind of most weeks kind of short term. Anderson I could sacrifice Anderson actually looking at this short term run, right? But he's just a nice play to have long term, right? Just because Fulham never get battered, do they?
Yeah.
Like what's their expected goals conceded? 0.6, 0.79. Yeah. I mean, maybe Matt Anderson, so he could sacrifice, but like he's hit DEFCON 75%. He could be Richards, right, or some other person that's cheap. But who do they have in game week 8? Arsenal. So you're playing him for DEFCON points there, potential there. But I think that's a strategy that can work. It could go down. He could become a Sunderland defender, but I think I'd prefer to have him. So sometimes he can come in, but most of the weeks it'll be these 3 starting. That's cool. I don't think there's enough to say, putting Gvardiol instead of Anderson, right? Because then I'm benching Senesi sometimes. But we can look at that as a structure for a second. Midfield, it would be Semenyo and Di, Fernandez every week, right? And then we'll look at Reinders and Anderson based on fixture, and then you'd play those three, right? And then
so 3-4-3 most weeks, pretty much.
Yeah, with this structure, then if I went back to if I had Foster there and I had Saka there, obviously it'd be Reinders and Foster would just be rotating. I'd probably play Reinders more often than not, and then Anderson can kind of come in sometimes if Reinders doesn't have a thing. So it's got some nice flex without putting too much of the funds in one place, and then just bring in a structure as far as I see the difference Mark Gui would make if I just put him in. It just means it's like a bit. It just feel like you're wasting a bench boost. Mark Gui's more applicable, I think, for like if I want to structure with Salah in as well, right?
Yeah.
But he would be nice if Palmer. He would be more of an enabler if I really had to go with Palmer. But obviously, I don't know. He's out. Yeah, again, obviously Mark Gui, you put him in bench to play 2 up front, 5 in midfield, or kind of Reinders rotate in. Reinders and Di rotate in with Anderson. So you can see like it covers a lot of bases quite well.
Or as you say, then you're not playing a bench boost anytime soon because you've got a non-playing player. So
yeah, sometimes you might just take the hit really. So you can see how this like it links to kind of some of those main dilemmas. But yeah, seeing that like let's see players that I wouldn't have had. So wouldn't have had him. That spot wouldn't be there. Like who am I keeping?
Yeah, it's like 3.
I'll just keep Mateta there because I don't love Mateta, but he's perfectly fine. Like the Bravgo, like avoid. I said, let's pretend I've got. Where's Anderson? I had Senesi. I didn't.
I don't think you had Tarkowski either. Yeah, so you're changing a good amount, like 9 players there.
Yeah, that last spot, then that 4.0 thing. I had Estev in there, so Estev is fine. Like him and like Road on all the 4.0s, they're all kind of the same, aren't they? You're not really ever going to play them, so like I can pretend that he's still there. I could probably pretend Richards is not quite as good as some of the other 4.0s, but he's fine. I think Senesi is probably a little bit better than him, right? But let's keep him in just for argument's sake, right? Because he's been a very good pick, Richards, the price point. Yeah, so obviously then Mateta I don't like actually. Like look at the next couple of fixtures.
Yeah, they're not great. Not great at all.
Liverpool, Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Brentford. Yeah, that's a tough run there. So ideally, I wouldn't want Mateta. So yeah, so I'm getting rid of Sanchez, getting rid of the 2 Spurs defenders, Van der Ven and Porro. And obviously, price point wise, Porro is a tough one not to play. Midfield was kind of quite nice. However, who else did I have in my midfield? I had Wirtz, who's a big problem. Yeah. Salah's nice. Salah's fine. Money, no object, right? It's keeping your team. But like Wirtz, you do not want. I can see the appeal of keeping Salah, by the way. So I am open to that if I have doubts over Saka, which I do, right? And if I feel like it's not sacrificing too much of my squad, because you can go to anyone. And like when Europe starts, right, you want the nailed on 90-minute people on penalties for best teams, right? So that is Salah, right? So
big move.
Could just sit on it really. That midfield spot is a problem. Then up front, I had Mateta, Strand Larson, and Watkins, which are all issues. So I think obviously I'm looking at that structure now. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I'm ever going to want to change 8. Fingers crossed, anyway. Want to move 8, and then moving this guy, and this guy are probably marginally a bit more optimal, right? So you could say I'm moving this amount of teams. So that's kind of why I've done it. But My team was perfectly fine. Equally was perfectly fine if I could just run out Verts wait for Verts 1 week and then wait 2 weeks for Watkins. But I'd always be like, oh, what if?
Okay.
Where's your head at in terms of structure?
Well, I was gonna throw my final question because I appreciate you've got quite a few structures that you've just looked at there.
Yeah.
Gun to your head, Matt. Gun to your head, Matt. Right? Gun to your head. From what I've got, your locks are Dubravka, 2 Arsenal. Focus on DEFCON for your defenders. Semenyo, Bruno, Foster. That's what I've got as your locks. Gun to your head time. The deadline is in 10 minutes, Matt. Who's your team?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to hold you to it. Don't worry. I appreciate this might
No.
change before the deadline on Saturday. But yeah, 10 minutes to the deadline. Put your team together, mate. Where are you going?
Let's have a go now. I'm just thinking of what this would be. Ignore the Rodon pick because that could be literally anyone, right? So
Yeah,
insert
any
Hawthorne as a
4 million.
few. I don't think I'd want double Burnley just to hedge my bets when I do want to bench boost. But yeah, it makes sense using Rodon or Goodmanson for bench boost 8 or 9, right, and hedging your bets versus like double Burnley defense. So yeah, that's the logic there.
Like it.
I don't like
Makes
Stats
sense.
really. I just got him as a placeholder. I think the João Pedro structure probably gives the most flexibility.
I'd concur, man. I like that as a team because even that additional midfielder. Okay, it's not going to be Salah, but I'm with you. I don't think that Salah's. I've never had Salah, and I've not felt like I've missed out. Right, I feel like his points have been quite fortunate, always coming in injury time. Okay, apart from the derby, but you can still afford a £9.8 million midfielder here, so you can still get somebody really nice in. The one right, so Saka, I get Saka. I get why you're putting Saka in, and I do. With Madueke out, he's the obvious starter, right? Do you
He's been
think
bad. He's
Arsenal?
been bad for a while, and isn't been on pens. So there is that factor. But yeah,
Yeah,
if not Saka, who in that structure?
and
Or
this
is
is
Gyökeres
me
better
issue.
here? And then what? You got some kind of random person? I don't know.
Yeah, like Enzo Fernandez, which isn't great. Just if you wanted to carry on covering Chelsea, But my issue with Saka is, I think they rushed him back last season and he got injured again. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what might they do there? But I agree. There's no with
That's
Madueke
Madueke
out,
being.
no real right
Yeah,
winger.
I think he's expensive without the pens though. I have to say
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I mean, I think the Salah structure is quite. There's quite a few sacrifices to get, and like Salah's been
yeah.
bad.
I
Like
don't
let's be
like it.
honest, but he can.
Not a
I
fan of
don't
it,
really want to
man.
go Liverpool. I don't want to get like any Liverpool forwards and whatnot. So let me get Gyökeres as a option. So I'll go Gyökeres. And I don't want to spread my money too much. So
Yeah,
and I don't think I particularly like Gyökeres myself now actually. And so it's up and down. It's kind of difficult. It's quite
you know what?
early.
His home form, great at home, not
We
that good
can't really
away. But
say.
he
We
has to
can't.
be fair.
We can't say.
Yeah, and
This is so.
He's got to wait. He's got to wait to Liverpool. He's got to away to United. They're not exactly easy games.
Yeah, it's just like midfielders. We're not spoilt for choice, are we? For midfielders, like Enzo. Enzo is a nice option, but let's put him in for argument's sake. Let's put Enzo in there, right?
Yeah, like
And
looking
then
at structure, mate. This team you've got here, like those two, that fifth midfielder that you're playing around with now, and that third striker. I get
let's
that's where
go in it
my
because
head is.
yeah. And then I don't need Foster, but it's stupid to put someone else there. What's the point of having Strand Larson who be benched anyway? That costs more when you
Yeah,
got Foster. I'll play him whenever. I'm desperate. I'll play him whenever, but like really, he's just there to play in game week 8 or 9 as an option, right? And he's got nice fixtures
yeah.
both there.
If
So
you
I
bench
prefer.
boost,
I
absolutely.
could go like some people might be like, oh my god, let me get
Munoz.
Guardiol, like let me get Guardiol, but like you can always get rotated ever any time, but like he's not going to get DEFCON ever. What's the point?
Yeah,
I've spread my funds there, but it means benching like the likes of Senesi. I might go heavy at the back actually, but I just think structurally doesn't work. I think structurally is a bit more risky, right, than putting your. That's not a bad looking team, to be fair. That's very
It's not.
fun spread out.
It's not, but you're then in a position where if you want to upgrade another midfielder, well, your budget's in your defence, so it's 2 moves rather than 1. That 1.8 extra. I agree, mate. That's a lot. It's a lot extra.
Bench boosting.
But yeah, I think that structure, mate. To answer your question,
Anderson, I might be able to change just because of like when I'd be bench boosting. Potentially, he's got.
yeah,
He can get Defcon though. That's the whole point that he plays and he gets.
yeah,
How many points does he have? 15 Defcon, 12, 10, 11, 8. So yeah, he's solid.
4 out of 5.
So, yeah, so I guess the slots I'm playing around with is let's pretend it's that guy, it's this, and it's
Yeah,
this.
that for me is the structure. I'm with
Or,
you, mate. I'd be
or if I
like,
do something radical, if I want to like bring Salah, then if I bring in Salah, it's like a little bit more like he goes, maybe even Foster has to go, but
yeah,
like
I'm a guy. Yeah, you.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
rest
too
I
much
think
sacrifice.
are pretty solid. I could go full Foden, but I don't really want to risk that game. Do you know what I mean? And he's not
Yeah,
doing enough, right?
he scored against him in the cup today. But yeah, it's only his second goal of the season. Third, did he score in the Champions League? To be fair to him, I might be doing him a disservice. But yeah, this for me, 4 million defender, João Pedro or Gyökeres, and then the rest of the budget going into midfield. But mate, you've got
I
3
I
minutes
think he's
left
got.
on this deadline.
I think probably the João Pedro
I'm
Saka one
holding you to
looks better.
account. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
João
Pedro
Pedro
and
Saka
Saka.
looks better than that. Just because like when's when is Havertz back?
That's
Unknown.
unknown. Yeah.
Gyökeres.
Oh no, not yeah. It'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? If he as and when he comes back, how much minutes Gyökeres misses?
Well, you'd think that they'd manage it because I think that screwed Arsenal last year, didn't it? Yeah,
Saka got a start today. Played
Palmer being
63, mate.
Palmer being fit would be make things interesting, of course, right? So, yeah, of course. Yeah, that would make it easier, really. if he was to, then I'd be. If that was the case, I'd be thinking, oh my gosh, can I squeeze Gyökeres there? That kind of Arsenal cover for that nice run. Oh, that's tough. That's tough on the budget, right? Then I'd have to be trimming the
Yeah.
That's pretty bad sacrifice, to be honest. No, I'd get.
Yeah, but you can still cover Everton with Keane. You can still cover Everton with Dewsbury Hall, and it still give you, I reckon,
Oh,
enough
yeah,
money to get somebody
it's
half
more like
decent in.
Malkowski, right? Just like how dominant he's been with getting those points, rather than
Yeah.
like Everton. They're fine, but like they got some nice cheap enablers. But I'm not desperate to jump on Everton
Yeah.
necessarily. It's more this one. This is it's easily serviceable. That team would have been like
5.2 left.
that's fine. Like good team like Richards. More could go Lacroix, whatever.
So if Palmer's back. So yeah, just for I've got to hold you to account, pal. I've got to do it, right? So if Palmer's back, you'd look at
Well, he's
this.
not. Yeah, I don't think I can go with that with all the doubts. Yeah.
If Palmer's not, you're looking at Tarkowski instead of Lacroix.
Yeah, I'll probably go
However you
Lacroix.
want to pronounce it.
I'll probably go Richards, just the Max, something like that. Something like that, I suppose. Yeah.
That's only if Palmer's back. Otherwise, you'd have Saka instead of Palmer, Pedro instead of Gyökeres.
I think so. Or
Tarkowski in the defence.
What could be Enzo? Yeah. And then there's a bit of wild card whether I go very big at the back with like Guardiola as well, but I've got my doubts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
those are the variants, mate. So you can kind of see generally where I'm
Fun though,
thinking.
isn't it?
So yeah, like
It's fun.
it's cool. But like,
I know I get messages, mate. If it didn't hold your account there to be like, yeah, but which one's he going for? I know I'd get messages on Twitter, so I had to be like, right, come on, man, which one is it?
look,
What one do you want, pal?
I mean, some players you have like that's what I'm talking about in structure. So I can just like kind of think about some of the marginal bits. So like,
Yeah.
75% of it seems like pretty much thereabouts, unless I have like
Yeah.
a random thought. But yeah, I kind of think about the options and kind of weigh which ones are like worse and better. But there's always options that are really close together, right? They're really hard to predict. So yeah, sometimes I feel decisive. Other times I'm like, I'll be a bit more spontaneous right towards the end, and it's just whatever. Or I might have seen someone posting a suggesting somewhere on X or mentioned something, and I'm like, oh, okay, that I like the look of that, and that's just made me double down on my points. So it's like you can have some doubts, and like, yeah, it's not like there's a master plan that you always know what you're going to do in advance. You can kind of see here there's a few things. Might be a
Absolutely.
flip of the coin. My press conferences can impact this. What is Arteta saying about Saka, etc.? Is he in training pictures? Blah 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 blah.
Same with Haaland, same with Palmer.
Yeah, defo. But yeah, I think wildcards. I think now I did jump on it a bit too early because I could have had a. Let me show you the team I would have had in game week 7. Let me show you that.
Have you got it? Have you got it handy?
Well, yeah, I'll just put it up really quick. I'll put it up really quick.
On my eyes on the screen there, and it's bang.
So
You're in.
I could
Were you going into this with 2 free transfers? Were you into this game week?
So my team would have been. It won't be as good, but of course, I'm not burning a wild card for it. I would have.
Yeah.
Spurs. We are Spurs the only like team that have got like their nickname as the search on the search bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
I think that as a like for the listeners and for you, mate. The only team somebody put it in the give us a comment if I got this wrong, but I believe Tottenham are the only football team in the English top 4 divisions whose team name ends with the letter R.
No way.
There you go.
You are the pub quiz king, right? So I will take your word for that. I don't doubt you.
Put your favorite fact in the comments. Football facts, not just random facts. Not just football, please.
You had me worrying it was live there. I was like, for me, I'm just pissing about moving my team around. This is going to be a terrible listening as well, right? So sorry, I'll read this one out.
With facts like Tottenham are the only one that ended the letter R. That's a great thing.
I think it's just me just messing about clicking on X's and doing drop downs to show teams, right? That's going to be a real hard listen on Spotify. Right? I don't know about you. When I listen to other stuff, I'm definitely a Spotify or other streaming channel versus YouTube typically. So
FPL YouTube, man. I'm a YouTube guy. I like to see teams.
But
yeah,
I mean this one's a must be must watch. Given I've just been owing an R and clicking on players, and then Matez I can restore him.
Yeah, that would have been with 2 transfers, right?
No, 3. So this would have been game week. This would have been game week 7. So Sanchez, Dubravka, Porro, Richards, Estev, Anderson, Van der Ven, Semenyo, Dewsbury Hall, Reinders, Fernandez, Saka, Watkins, Mateta, Haaland, and it would have been just Wirtz instead of Saka. So this would have been game week 6.
Oh, okay. Can't remember you getting Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, but this is just in hindsight because of the kind of like Saka used to afford Wirtz to Saka, right? So I would have probably gone Ndiaye and then I could have gone Watkins to the Gyökeres or just Porro to Gabriel. So I could have played those variants, but Yes, that would be my game week 6 team. So I'd have played Sanchez, Van der Ven, Porro, Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not as good, but still fine, perfectly serviceable, right? Semenyo, great. Undiayo, Dewsbury Hall, great. Reinders and Fernandez. I'd have benched for. I would have benched Mateta probably.
Tough game. Yeah. Tough
But
game though. Palace haven't conceded many this season.
but you see the team is perfectly fine, and then I was like, oh, I don't really
Yeah.
have an exit route to
Oh,
Verts. I'd have gone Saka then, so or I would have gone Porro to
yeah.
Gabriel and Verts can just be benched, right? So that's why I think I've been rash.
Was that a 4-point hit, or was that just straight free transfers?
This is straight free transfers for game week 6, and then like game week 7, I
Yeah.
would have had another free transfer, and Verts could have pissed
Yeah.
off to Saka or Porro to Gabriel or Watkins to Gyökeres. Yeah, you name it.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have had choices. So in
The
hindsight,
people who've been tough to get to would have been Palmer, right? And I was
Yeah.
thinking I would want
Yeah.
Palmer for that game week 6 kind of.
Yeah.
And Chelsea have a fairly mixed but okay run, like so, like up and down, but like
Yeah.
game week 8, 9 onwards, it would be really nice. I was thinking, I get Palmer early. So I think in hindsight, I've been a bit quick because my team probably had a better structure than many. I
No, I don't want to.
got caught up in the excitement, but yeah, nothing that can't be solved. But yeah, I think it was a little bit unnecessary. There were some people didn't have Semenyo, some people didn't have Defcon monsters. I had Anderson and Richards, right? They were always in my team.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't want to end on a downer, man. But if it went back to Saturday, are you clicking the button or not?
I don't never one for like chasing price rises either. So like it's like cool, and there's always different options, right? We proved it today. Just NDI down to Dewsbury Hall, and you save 1.5 or whatever.
Yeah, big money.
Oh,
Big
Raya
money
down to Petrovic. Not much of a difference. It's still good player, isn't it? Like so. I saw that the price rise influenced me a little bit, but the players rising mostly in my team anyway. So it was more just like kind of thought everyone was here at Palmer. If not, then why not? But then again, my team probably does look better, and there's like minimum like 8, 9 changes. So there's plenty of other times. We got so many chips now. This kind of like half the season, like, and you've got so many ability to roll free transfers. You can kind of easily. The wildcard isn't as important as it once was. So
I think it's good. I think your team will look better, man. I back it. I back it. So just to clarify, the locks: Dubravka, 2 Arsenal, and the likely 1 defender, 1 attacker.
Oh, really? Dubravka's the only lock, isn't he?
Semenyo and Bruno and Foster.
Well, Foster maybe not in a bit. If Salah sometimes goes in, but yeah, the likely structure would be Dubravka, right? Yeah. Then it would be Gabriel, Senesi, a 4.0 defender. Don't really matter. It'll be a Burnley or a Leeds one, probably a Leeds one. Then it would be probably Anderson. Yeah, I think Tarkowski probably. Then Bruno, Semenyo, Haaland. Yeah, Foster. Yeah, I think as I was showing on the screen, most like these players are highly confident. It's probably like the 3 spots I'm playing around with, the 3 or 4 spots I'm playing with. Final defender, is it like Anderson or is it someone a little bit more expensive like Vardiol? I don't see there's much benefit kind of doing that, but I'll play around with that concept. Final midfielder, is it Salah? Is it Enzo Fernandez? Is it Sarr? Is it Paqueta? Is it Saka? Yeah, kind of a few options there. Palmer, if he is fit, like probably I'd go there. Up front then, is it João Pedro or Gyökeres? Is it Calvert-Lewin and Foster? Is it Gyökeres, João Pedro and Haaland? Like there's a few options. So yeah, playing around the edges.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I'm assuming Haaland's a lock.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I missed him off the list. What was I doing there? Of course,
Yeah, of
Alan's a
course.
lock. It's the whole point in playing it was to get to hand.
No, and I think a big thing was I'd seen enough of like Haaland being like really the guy, like and just being kind of dominant in all games. I could get to him anyway, but then it was like gave an opportunity to like, restructure the team as well, and like kind of like Salah was good times to jump off Liverpool, who I think have been like very fortunate in all
Yep.
that game. And who knows, they can change, but like I've never seen a 5 week, 6 week run from Salah quite as bad.
Yeah. Agree, mate.
I know that there's
I've
been weeks where
obviously
he hasn't
watched them
scored.
very closely.
There's been weeks he hasn't scored and stuff like that, but had really good positioning and underlying stats. Underlying stats have been awful, right? And that includes like
He's
a pen. So it might be a short term thing or might be a long term regression. Who knows, right?
yeah. I'm with you, man. Since he signed a new contract, even the back end of last season. So
I
no.
don't know, yeah.
Well, still
But
plenty to play around with for you, Matt. Plenty to play around with you.
the stats were good though back end last season. That was the thing. They were still like 0.7 xGI per 90, right? Now they're just plummeted off a cliff, like even including set pieces. So exciting times. So I'll keep a close eye out to press conferences, I think, and then I'll just play around with a few of the minor scenarios like ground rotation. Right, I'm conscious we'll probably want to bench you game week 8. Looks good, or game week 9. I do realise Everton guys, they play Man City that game, so I don't think that's the end of the world for someone like Tarkowski. But I have to go in eyes open there. I'm not going to let that dictate it too much. So yeah, all good, mate. All good. But yeah,
will you one question more? I promise. One question more. Will you commit to putting your team on X prior to the deadline, even if it's 10 minutes?
I always try and do that. Sometimes, I'm not going to
So
do it.
if you're not following, man, at FPL Cobs on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you'll see the final team prior to that 11 a.m.
Yeah, should that? Who's the early kickoff anyway? Like to see if there's any weird leaks. That's irrelevant.
It's
Brentford, Man United.
Friday. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. So you're not buying any of their players.
Yeah, it's not like
it's
not like a Chelsea or a Chelsea game or Man City. So yeah, I mean, yeah, good chance that I'll just like lock in. I think it would be a bad approach if I was waiting to look at other people's teams. Everyone gets influenced by it, though. You know, if you see, oh, that's an interesting idea. Like, oh yeah, let's see how it fits for me. But I'm not into that too much. Like, I'm not waiting around still 10 minutes before I'm like waiting for a certain player or
You'll have made
user.
it by then.
Yeah.
Still plenty to look at, man. Get it. Big decisions.
Right.
Season-defining decisions.
I think to be honest, it don't matter too much really as well. Like I think there's like all the options like can diversion, like you can kind of get to similar teams and kind of like whatnot. So I think it's not that big a deal to put it down. Teams wildcard in game week 4 did really good, but their teams look pretty much the same as ours. My wildcard team don't look too much different from your team, does it? Tarkowski, Haaland, and you've got 4 free transfers now, just got the routes. If you liked my wildcard team, you'll get there by game week 7. So it's
and I think Semenyo have bought in to match, like Semenyo purposely, just because he was the obvious pick. So it's not far off.
No, exactly. So I think it's all good. Like, so yeah, I'm excited, but yeah, I'm feeling kind of calm. But hope it goes well. It goes well. If it doesn't, it's easy to kind of like react to and change, right? So yeah, all super cool, mate. But yeah, thanks for that. And like, sorry for everyone listening. I guess that was a bit of a hopefully an okay watch.
You know what?
A difficult listen when I was just clicking around.
You know, when we joined this, right? When we joined this, like prior to this, we were like, we'll do something. We'll get it out half an hour, 40 minutes max, right? We might have gone over that, but it was good for people like me to see like how you think about these things, right? That whole structure idea, the way you can play around with different price points, the way you're looking forward like 3-4 game weeks to go, right? When could I play my bench boost? And I need my fringe players to have good teams there. That stuff's insightful, man. So it was good just to sit and observe how your brain works for half an hour when you're playing this game. So yeah, don't
Oh,
you
man,
dare
it's
apologize for that. That's useful stuff,
helpful
man.
for me as well. Like, I mean, like just talking it through things, some things a bit more clear for me, right? So it does seem 8 and 9 are the optional, the best bench boost weeks for me, and that would mean, hey, Sunderland player could be an option. Actually, it's a 4.0 because they play Wolves at home, so
Yeah.
they look good. They look good at home as well. So yeah, like yeah, it was good talking it through. Isn't it? That 8 and 9
Good.
looks like 8 is after an international break, so like João Pedro has a chance to ruin the bench boost.
Yeah, those damn Brazil players. But no, it's good, man. And I wish you would have win you all picking the rest. Wish you the best with it. Once again, well done for being a finalist in the Football Content Awards. You deserve it.
Yeah, well done to you as
For
well,
all
mate.
the
Well
knowledge
done,
you
yeah.
bring to this. And yeah, no, appreciate your time, man. Appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you on Twitter ahead of 11 o'clock. And I wish you the best with the rest of the picks you've got.
Cool, thank you, mate. You too.
Thank you very much. And to you, mine's a little bit more easy, right? I've done one, might do another. I'm done. Dead easy. But for you, the listener, hope you learned something. If you're on the wild card, wish you all the best with it too. But well, as I said at the beginning, we are just three subscribers away from 1,000, which would be really cool to get to. If you can help us out, it's free to do. Click that subscribe button, click the like button as well to get us there. It'd be really cool. And as Matt said at the beginning, this is free, and this will. We've not spoken about this off camera, Matt, but I'm pretty sure this will always be a free podcast, regardless. So it'd be really cool if you could do that for us. But whatever you decide to do, I wish you all the best with the game week 6, and we will speak to you ahead of game week 7 next week. May your arrows be green, and we'll catch you on the next one.